for joining us today here at the Backstage Bistro at the Village. We are celebrating Johnna's birthday all week. So we are talking all things sweets and treats and preparing for parties. It couldn't be more fun here.
I know, we're so excited, huh?
We're very excited. Birthdays are always exciting.
Not all week, all month, right?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, did we just upgrade that from weekly to a month? That's
how
fine.
we roll.
Well, it looks like a party in here right now.
I know. So we are
Doesn't it?
actually talking about our own personal guilty pleasures. So I'm going to share with you mine. My guilty pleasure is chips and salsa. No matter where I go, I love it. But usually I make it myself with Roma tomatoes, a jalapeno, onion. If it's a good day, I'll throw in an avocado. Yeah, that if things are special. Yeah. A little squeeze of lemon. Love, love, love it. And then I think the secret ingredient, because turning it from like pico de gallo, it's awesome, isn't it?
If you haven't tried it, go get it. It's so good. Just a little zip, a little tang to your tomato sauce.
Okay.
So I pour that in with mix it all together, and then it goes excellent with Juanitas chips. They're gluten-free. I don't know what that means, but that's supposed to be good. So, and then if I don't have time to make it, I stop by Fiesta Guadalajara, and I get.
They have good salsa.
So
yes.
you guys can try it. Here you go. Here are chips. I brought cups so you can double dip.
Oh,
Double
nice.
dipping is important to me. I love it.
You like to double dip?
I do.
Okay.
But you guys just like dip. You guys are just dippers. I like scoop. I'm a scooper. Like
I'm on TV, otherwise I would have scooped.
You know, nachos are just fun. It gets everybody together, and everybody. That is a good guilty pleasure.
I love it.
That's a
It
good
makes me
one.
happy. I love it.
That's a good one. Okay, let me tell you about mine.
Okay.
I love chocolate-covered cinnamon bears. It is my go-to. I mean, you know, I'm not going to come up here and say, it's fat-free, it's sugar-free. I'm not going to do all that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It is 150 calories for 2 of them. So
You don't need a sugar coated because they already are.
You gotta
Excuse
I've
me.
never even seen these.
Really?
Where do you get them? I've never seen them. I've never had them.
This big bag is from Costco, $7.79. They have them everywhere, but there's, you know, not all cinnamon bears or chocolate are created equal.
I agree.
This is the bomb. Bomb diggity. You gotta commit to 2 of them, commit to those 150 calories, and you're just gonna be happy the whole day.
So this is 75 calories right here.
Yeah, oh
Thank
yeah.
you, Liz.
And just eat the head is 35 calories. Just eat the head and put the rest down. Love them.
Yum. Interesting.
Delicious, aren't they good?
Yeah.
A little zip to them because of the cinnamon.
Love it.
Love it.
What's yours, Amy?
Well, because I'm a very extravagant and glamorous lady, mine is shredded cheese. Okay, mine is shredded cheese. I love shredded cheese.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it is. Do you guys want to dig in?
Is it the brand that you love?
Well, I
or
do
just
love
shredded
Tillamook.
cheese?
I do love Tillamook, but just shredded cheese in general. Would you like to try some of this deliciousness?
We're trying
because I mean we've tried everyone else's. Why not
This
some
doesn't
shredded
want
cheese?
everybody's dirty hands in here.
I'm kind of
That's
a hand
fine.
in a bag
I have a
kind of
5-year-old.
weirdo.
I'm used to it.
Really?
But
Okay.
seriously,
doesn't
it's
go with the
more,
cinnamon
it's
bear.
more expensive than when you buy your block of cheese, right? I mean, I'm fully capable of shredding cheese, but when you buy it, you don't have to. It's like the best thing in the world. I love pre-shredded cheese.
I love that too.
Treat yourself.
Oh my God.
I know. I know.
Too
We
funny.
love it. We love it. Okay, so another guilty pleasure of all of ours, we love to go to the movies. So this week, Travis is going to hook us up with his movie review of the week.
I completely agree. Movies are fantastic for birthdays, and especially this one. Hey, I'm Travis Culver, Idaho Living movie reviewer, and we're talking about the latest Disney animated feature, Zootopia. Stars the voices of Jennifer Goodwin and Jason Sudeikis, and it follows the story of this city full of animals, prey and the predator, who have all lived safely together, figured out a way to live safely together in Zootopia. Now, this is a film that is adorable, it is inspiring, it's got great messages. Even if there's a little bit of a heavy-handed social message in there, some may not enjoy, it does a really good job of that. It's worth seeing at the theater because it's super cute and it's fun to experience with kids of all ages. And it really is safe for all ages. They've done a very nice job of that. A little bit of peril, but other than that, not too bad. So I hope you get to check that out. Really great birthday getaway event for the family. As for me, I'm gonna go get some chips and salsa.
Well, I was hoping you could.
Oh, double dipping, Travis, double dipping. All right. Well, we are so excited because we're talking about little small gatherings. So if you want to have a small gathering at your house, Liz is going to be talking with an event planner who's talking all about how to decorate your fun things.
Yeah.
It's always good to get tips.
Yep.
Love it.
Easter is coming up. You're gonna have to host that dinner, right?
These are great ideas. Stay with us.
It's party have such a spread for you today. If you're getting ready to host a birthday party or an anniversary celebration or maybe even Easter brunches at your house, you want to create an elegant event without the expense, we have invited Teresa Sandros from Bliss Events to come and give us her best tips on how to create this experience that your guests will remember. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
We're excited. Teresa, your expertise is in creating bliss for both your guests and your hosts, and you say that you've got 5 tips for us today on how that we can turn any occasion into something so memorable, right?
Yes, absolutely. So all of the items I brought here today are all things that you should have on hand at your house or can easily be picked up at the grocery store when you are going to get your food supplies anyway.
Great, so that makes it affordable. Okay, so we've got 5 tips here. The first one is food presentation. Tell us about
Absolutely.
food.
So things that you might have on hand are nesting craft boxes, old outdated baskets that you might not think have a need in your home anymore. And so what we've done is use them over here for some added levels or tiers to give your food a little bit of dimension.
Good, so you're just trying to elevate things so that it's not all on the same plane?
Exactly, exactly. So then what we've done is covered them, and a lot of people say, well, I don't have a tablecloth at home, or I don't have these supplies, but what we've used here is just a scarf that you have at home. So everyone goes to Target, you can get a scarf between $10 and $20, and you can just wash it afterwards.
And is your table runner, is this really cheap?
It is. It really is. So just a couple dollars at the grocery store. This one we actually did dye, and we've also included a few photos too that you can look at of some really great table displays with cheesecloth.
Okay.
So absolutely.
That is a great tip. So your second tip here is about presentation. Oh, sorry, personalization. So
Yes.
tell us about how to personalize
Yes,
things.
so everyone loves the sound of their name. There's lots of books on that, Dale Carnegie and Stephen Covey. And so what we've done here is just written your name, your guest names on some little elements. So chalk pens and gold pens are really great to have on hand. You can write them on rocks, leaves from your garden or trees in your backyard.
I love this.
Absolutely.
I think it's so fun making your guests feel welcome with their name.
Absolutely.
Okay, I love that. I'm so going to do that.
And
little tip.
even this is a menu for tonight of what we're having or your brunch.
Right.
And this is something I did not use any fancy programs. I just used Word in a picture frame and 8.5 by 10
Love
piece of paper. So absolutely anything that you can do.
Love it, love it. Okay, the third step is linen napkins.
Yeah, so that is one very simple element that you can do to really elevate your event instead of using disposable paper. I would recommend everyone having a small set on hand at home in a neutral color. These ones we have bound with some twine and some rosemary.
Isn't that nice?
Which we got at the grocery store.
Yeah, nobody wants to use paper napkins, do they?
Exactly.
Love that tip. Okay, the next one is table settings.
Yeah, so these are all things that you could again get from your garden. So if you have a little shrubs, anything outside that you can just cut, these are all just bottles that we've had. If anyone drinks any wine or maybe some other beverages that you can put those together. Any bottles. These can be anything from your pantry or your fridge.
Love this.
Absolutely.
This just looks so elegant, so Pottery Barn. But you know what? It's not overly done. It's simple, but it's so beautiful.
Absolutely.
Okay, your last tip was flowers, and so you mentioned just cutting things out of your yard and just making it personal.
Exactly.
Right? Isn't this what it's about?
Yep. They're all things that you should be able to do on your own property. I mean, really, nothing you need to go. You don't need a wholesale license or any flower experience or anything like that.
Wow. So would you just say that you were born naturally creative?
I definitely like to make things a little bit more special for everything in my life. Exactly.
You
for
have
other people.
such a gift, such a gift. So if anybody needs to bling up their event or make it special, they definitely can call you, right, Teresa?
Absolutely.
Okay, and it's blissevents.net. Is that right? Perfect. Okay, so coming up, as we get older and we are more aware that our metabolism is decreasing, we just don't have that added extra energy, how do we stay in our best shape? Idaho Living's fitness expert weighs in after the break in Fit After 40. Stay with us.
As our bodies anybody's age, it's easy to think this is too hard and want to throw in the towel. That's why our Idaho Living fitness expert, Mike, is here to share with us that just isn't the case. So how to get fit after 40, you're here to tell us how, right?
Absolutely.
Bam.
I've got some great tips for people today. It's not all hope is lost after 40, and I think a lot of people need to realize that. So the first thing that I recommend for people is make sure you include some kind of resistance training into your exercise program. A lot of people tend to focus a lot on the cardiovascular training, but the #1 reason for a decreased metabolism over time is a loss in muscle mass. So you don't always have to go to the gym to do this. You can start very simple. So if you're at home or even right here, we can incorporate some resistance training. So let's try it.
All right.
So stand up if you're sitting down.
He's talking to you.
Put your arms out in front of you. This is very basic.
Okay.
If you've got a seat behind you, squat down nice and slow into that chair. Come back up. Squat down low into the chair and come back up. Maybe repeat that for 10 repetitions. Take a little break. Repeat 4 times. We can start that easy.
And these are targeting what women really want to target, right?
It's
Their little
targeting the
booty.
booty, it's
Okay.
targeting the legs, the quads. It's a great exercise to hit some of your major muscle groups to help you burn a lot of calories.
Love it. All right, step 2.
Step 2, make sure you're moving enough.
Okay.
So before we get really intense and focus on specific exercises, make sure you're tracking how many steps you take on a daily basis. I recommend starting with 10,000 steps per day.
Starting with 10,000?
Starting, yes.
The other day I hit 10,000 on my Fitbit. I was so excited.
Yes, well, I'm glad you're tracking it. That's the first step.
Okay.
Make sure you have a tool to track how many steps you're taking. I've got one, you've got one. Accountability is key here, and it doesn't have to be that hard. If you're wondering, how do I get 10,000 steps in per day? Just start by parking at the back of the parking lot, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, looking for opportunities. Ask yourself, do I have to sit down here, or can I be moving?
Yep, I love it. And we can do that while we're watching our kids at practice or things like that. So there's no excuses, right, Mike?
There really isn't. We can do it.
And in fact, you are launching a challenge for the month of March, 10,000 steps a day. So we're going to be posting our successes and our challenges on our Facebook page. So you definitely want to pop on over to Idaho Living Facebook page. All right, so what's the next thing?
So the next thing is I want to make sure that everybody's logging their food on a daily basis. And really, no day goes unaccounted for here. It doesn't mean you have to eat perfect, but everything that you eat and drink needs to be logged in and accounted for. So last week we talked about a simple app on your smartphone, MyFitnessPal. It's free, it's easy to use, takes 5 minutes. If you've got 45 minutes to surf on Facebook, you've got 5 minutes to log your food. And then get a food scale to make it extra easy. Use a food scale to make sure that you're super accurate with the food that you're putting in.
And Mike, why is it so hard, that accountability piece for us? Why do we struggle with that?
People are lazy. I mean, I hate to say it, but quite honestly, they're lazy and they don't want to accept the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but we have to hear it. People don't want to take 5 minutes to find out that they've been eating too much food.
Yeah, that's a hard one. All right, and last but least,
we want to make sure that we don't give up, okay? Not all hope is lost after 40, and we need to understand that there is still a way to get in really good shape even after 40.
Awesome.
So here are some examples of some amazing transformations that we've seen of people over 40 years old right here in the Treasure Valley.
wow, look at that. And they're just doing what you're telling them to do.
They're implementing the simple steps that we talked about today, and they've seen unbelievable transformations.
Oh my gosh, I love this, and you've helped them each step. So thank you so much for helping us at home and here at the set. I see Liz off in the distance doing her squats.
Absolutely.
Good job, Lizzie. All right, well, thank you so much, Mike. We'll see you next time.
You bet.
All right, thanks so much. Grab your kids and your safety glasses because the science experiment is up next. From the classroom to the office of the governor, Angela Hemingway was recently appointed by the governor of Idaho to oversee the Idaho STEM Action Center. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Yes, how does it feel to be appointed by the governor?
It's an absolutely exciting opportunity to be able to oversee
gosh.
STEM in Idaho.
And what does STEM mean?
STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and math.
And why is it important for all the people that are watching to know about STEM and get involved?
Well, STEM is a critically important component of our economy, and certainly it leads to economic prosperity for students and for our state as a whole.
And where the job force is going to be when my son graduates, right?
You are correct.
Okay, so you are here to tell us, I love your lab coat, by the way, that all of your kids signed as you were going away from the classroom, yes?
Yes.
I love that.
Thank you.
Okay, so what do you have for us today?
Well, a number of easy experiments to do at home, and these are some what I call kitchen chemistry experiments. So I want to show you a little bit about what you can do at home in the kitchen with your child, fun, safe experiments you can do at home. So what I've taken here is I just have a simple bar of ivory soap, and I have put it in the microwave for 1 minute, and this is the result after 1 minute in the microwave.
Oh my word. That is crazy.
So to do this experiment at home, just make sure that you've got a microwave-safe plate, that you have your oven mitt, and a bar of soap. So if you were a parent and you wanted to do a little bit more experimenting, what could you change here and try to do differently?
I can already think like, oh, what is my caress bar going to do in there? That's not
Exactly. What would a different bar of soap do?
It'd be more
So
pretty. It'd be pink, right?
that's a simple experiment you
Okay.
can do at home. Another one is you just need a container that's able to hold a couple of cans of soda.
Fantastic.
So we have 2 cans of soda
Okay.
here. We've got our diet soda and our regular soda, and we are just going to drop these in.
Okay.
Do you want to make a hypothesis about what might happen?
I'm going to say it's going to sink or buoy a little bit.
Okay, here we go.
Okay,
1,
yeah.
2, 3.
Okay.
So you can see that the diet
Yeah.
Coke is floating and the regular Coke has now sunk to the bottom. So as a child, what's one of the first questions your son would ask?
Well, I want to know why mine's floating.
And
Or
I want to know
yours-
why mine is sinking.
Like, why is mine
Absolutely.
different? What happened?
And so that's something you can quickly hop on to your phone, look it up on the internet, have a discussion with your child about density, something that they might be learning
Wow.
as early as 5th grade.
Wow.
And to make this into a science experiment, we could just switch our type of soda. So
Okay.
I've got regular Pepsi, you've got Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
What do you hypothesize is going to happen?
I'm going to say the same exact thing. Mine will float and yours won't.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to notice with Pepsi, we got a slightly different result than we did with Coke. And that might be something that you would want to look up or try different types of
Wow.
sodas. So
Okay, and I think what's fascinating about this, Angela, is that as a mom of a middle schooler, you know, when I talk about science and we do science homework and math homework, we often end up in tears, right? And so I think I love this, your kind of philosophy on let's have fun in the kitchen with the kids, right? It doesn't have to be over tears and fighting about homework, right?
And homework can certainly be challenging, but there are quite a few online resources right now that you and your child can sit down and look up. And then our final experiment, we are going to be headed outside, so we are going to film this experiment. Safety first. You would need safety goggles, a diet soda, and some Mentos. So we are going to head outside in a couple minutes, film this on Facebook. That will be posted out to the Facebook site so you can see the results of this very fun experiment.
And I think this is a great experiment for Liz. So Liz, get your goggles and head on out. Join us on Facebook. So thanks so much. And you've got a Pi Day event coming up on Monday, March 14th. So definitely want to visit the Idaho STEM Action Center website.
Correct.
And register to join us. I'll be emceeing, right?
Yay!
Woo! And we've got
It's
some
gonna be
dignitaries
fun.
going to be there. It's going to be a great time. So all kinds of robots and fun fans.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much. Coming up, Amy Truman's here with Good to Know.
Here we have good to know, so let's get started. We're going to start with getting our kids involved in planting the garden this year. And a good way to do that is to plant your seeds in an ice cream cup. The kids think it's fun and something kind of different. What you do once you've planted your seeds in the ice cream cups is you submerge them into a container with dirt. So it supports them when you water them, they start to break down. And then this way your kids are involved in seeing the garden go from seeds to harvest. It's a fun, exciting way for them to get involved in that. The next thing we have is from rural Norman. It's their mascara primer, and it has been all over different blogs and makeup websites as one of the very best ways to lengthen and thicken the lashes. The great thing about this is it starts out white, like many of them do, but then this goes translucent once it's dry, so when you put on the mascara, if you've missed any parts of the primer, it doesn't show. So it's also really affordable. It was $17, which I think for a little makeup hack is pretty affordable. Next, we've got something for St. Patrick's Day. So we've all seen this done, and you can do this for any holiday, but I thought it was fun to do some shamrocks, the word lucky. Maybe if you're Irish and you have a name like O'Connor, you can write that onto your jars. And you only need 2 very inexpensive products to do this. You need the puff paint from Tulip and spray paint, whatever color you choose. You write on whatever you're going to on the smooth side of your jar, paint that up, fill it with some beautiful flowers, and you have a fun, festive decoration for St. Patrick's Day. And last but not least, one of my favorite places in town is called Sugar Rush Cupcakery. They were named by Travelog as the best cupcakes in the whole state of Idaho, right here in Ada County. So I suggest everybody go and try them. They even have gluten-free and vegan varieties available. They have all kinds of flavors. They have 35 flavors available daily. Every day you can get at least that many flavors to choose from. They have things like bubblegum, red velvet. I suggest you get the red velvet that has the raspberry mousse in the middle. Absolutely delicious. They have maple bacon. They also have adult varieties like margarita and pink champagne. So I think this would be a great way to kind of put something a little special into your Easter celebration. Get some cupcakes, share them with your family and friends, and enjoy being together as a family. So this is what I have for you this month. I hope you find it good to know.
Thank you so much, Amy, and thanks for joining us today. And a very special thank you to all of our guests, and happy birthday, Johnna.
Oh, thank you, Lizzie.
We hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Until next week, enjoy your guilty pleasures and Idaho living. Don't you love this?
Love.
So why is it doing that, Angela?
Well, the carbonation in the Diet Cola is actually interacting, and it's looking for little pieces to grab onto. And the Mentos is coated with a lot of sugar. It's got a lot of little nooks and crannies that the CO2 can collect onto. As it's dropping to the bottom, all this CO2 is gathering this carbonation, and boom! Finally, the pressure is so much that it just explodes.